Hello there guys, if you've been struggling in Dead Frontier, look no further than this video. I'm going to be providing some of the basic tips on combat, both melee and ranged, and I'll be going into some of the definite perks that you'll want to enhance the ability to survive in Dead Frontier 2. So first off, you'll want the Kickboxing perk, which gives you access to the kick function. Now the kick function isn't mandatory for the game, but it is a huge quality of life adjustment, and as the name implies, it allows you without any melee weapon, or even with a melee weapon equipped, to kick the enemy away, doing a decent amount of damage, as well as causing massive stuns and knockback. Another useful feature of Kick would be the ability to easily hit worms that are crawling at you on the floor, as well as also hit crawlers that are trying to hit you. They can also be used against bosses to give you some breathing room, although I wouldn't recommend this against level 20 zone bosses themselves. The next key perk you're going to want to have is sprinting. This isn't actually essential for lower level zones, and I think you could even get away in level 10 zones without the sprinting capability, but in level 20 zones, it is going to be mandatory due to the fact that crows as well as bosses and regular enemies are all very fast, and you will need sprint to essentially kite them without taking any damage. By mixing the sprinting and kicking feature together, you should be able to kite and separate enemies very well, and if you had a melee weapon out, say during a confrontation like the one I'm showing on screen, you'd be able to get some melee hits in there as well for additional damage. Now I'm going to demonstrate in some of these clips the importance of mixing firearms, melee, as well as sprint and kicks all together to keep positioning up, to also separate the zombies from each other and keep a good DPS up at the same time, because remember, and especially in later endgame zones, you are not just going to be killing the zombies in the room. There will be zombies that come into the room afterwards and follow you through, so you'll have to deal with those and constantly be aware of that as a risk factor. Aiming in this game is quite the opposite to most FPSs. When you go into the aiming mode, you will start off with the maximum amount of bloom and least amount of accuracy, and the game will slowly smallen your reticule as your character concentrates and focuses their aim. After any shot or movement, of course, the bloom will reset back to the maximum amount of distance, and you'll have to focus and stop moving to once again be able to accurately shoot. Now, as many of you may have noticed by now, melee does feel a little bit clunky with your character walking forward as you proceed to go through the animation. This basically makes you walk forward into the zombies, which is kind of counterintuitive because there are usually swarms of them grouped together. However, I did find a way to comically enough use this to your advantage, and it's by spinning in a 180 before and mid swing. This will still get you a hitbox on the registry, but your character will lunge backwards instead of forwards, and then you can proceed after the animation is finished to use the environment and your current weapons at your discretion to eliminate the remaining threats. I really do hope these tips help you survive and get an extra kick start. Get it? Kick start? Yeah, I'll stop making videos now, but I do hope they help you in the game. Please do leave a like, a share, and a subscribe if they did. I just hope you're having a beautiful day. As always, take it easy, and peace.